Hi Gemini, welcome to your June 2017 General Tarot reading. It's Raina here. So, just trying to keep track of all these readings I've been doing lately. If you're looking for a pure love reading, I've already done 2 sets of those. I've done ones for singles and I've done ones for coupled or something along those lines. Okay, so you can look on my channel for that. I've already finished those readings, so I'm starting these ones. And so they can cover any area. Obviously, these are general in focus. So if I see something that seems like a theme, I will obviously be remarking upon it. If I see like a lot of cards that seem to relate to love, for instance, or career. And this is also a general reading because I'm doing it for all of you. Most of my readings I use the natal chart, and that is very, for my personal readings I mean, that is a lot more particular to a person. So you can click on the link below if you'd like a personal reading. But this is, some people find these very, what's happening with their life, very resonant. Oh, interesting. Okay. All right, so we have as the overall theme a card of success. The Six of Wands can specifically be talking about career matters because wands in and of themselves, being part of the fire element, have that connection to ambition and your own, but this is your own baby. This is your thing. You know, if I had picked the, I don't know, King of Pentacles or something like that, it might be somebody who's very financially successful, but there's a creative element in this because it is the wands. And so it's really your personal imprint on whatever it is that you're having this success with. So it could be a business that you own. It could be an artistic project that you're working on. Even if you're working for somebody else, it's something that you're doing that you're not just going through the motions of whatever it is. And so you're being recognized for your individual efforts. In any kind of personal setting, this could be a card related to fire sign energy, which is harmonious with Gemini. So that's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. In the past position, we have the Seven of Pentacles. This is a card of kind of watching your crops grow and harvest, the farmer's card, and needing to do so. So you may have been nurturing a private business, your own business, and you're seeing the results of that with the Six of Wands. But in the past, you had to be patient to make this happen. In a romantic setting, the same thing. You can't just jump into the stage of commitment. Maybe you were dating someone or talking to someone and getting to know them better. But the point is that both of the cards I've just picked, the overall focus in the past position, are both cards that are positive. There's something fruitful is occurring. It's not like you're on a dead-end road or something. And so you really have this sense of being, you know, waiting for the harvest with this card. And maybe this is the harvest, you know, in June. Something that you have wanted. Now, speaking of that, you know, because harvests are endings, or culminations, I should say, we do have in June a full moon in your opposite sign of Sagittarius on June 9th. So that could be speaking of some kind of fruition. If, let's say you were dating and you decide to propose to somebody, or in some cases leaving a long-term relationship, or having, maybe you have a sudden increase in clients. You know, there's all kinds of possibilities. The other thing too is that for single people, Jupiter is going direct on the same day as that full moon in your 5th house of romance. in Libra. So that could be a turning point when, if you've had a love life that has stalled recently, all of a sudden you start going on dates again. What is coming in at this time is the Six of Swords. So this almost suggests that if you have been working somewhere, this could be your day job, and you decide to leave that situation. Maybe you've been nurturing something on the side and you're seeing success with that, and now you can leave. This could be like physical relocation though too. In personal relationships, this could be leaving, like I say, with the full moon in your house of marriage. This could be leaving a marriage. Maybe you have been talking to somebody and it's grown into something more, and now it's time to leave that primary relationship. The higher message is the 10, or I can't see, I knew it was 9 of Swords, and this is a card of anxiety. As a spiritual message, I would say to reflect upon your life during June. And if any of the scenarios that I have mentioned are accurate for you, the kind of anxiety that is being produced, that is leading you maybe to leave a situation, or to be anxious about the very idea of changing your life. Because a lot of times that comes about when people say, what if? What if this happens? What if that happens? And the other possibility, because I do see some of those cards on top is so positive, especially that Six of Wands that is directly above this card of insomnia, is that you may be afraid of success. I was actually thinking about this last night, about the you know, people don't realize how much success is very fear-producing in people who have been used to failure. Because then it makes everything that you think about life, especially if you've been feeling sorry for yourself and identifying as a loser or somebody who is unsuccessful, it blows that out of the water. And you can no longer use that as an excuse to explain why your life is a failure. And your life isn't a failure. I don't care what has been going on. Your life isn't a failure. But when you compare yourself to other people, for example, you may feel that way. And if you have some kind of success, whether it's you meet the right person, the person who really tells you how great you are, or you have these accolades at work, you may be waiting for the other shoe to drop. And you may be saying that there's going to, you know, this is too good to be true. They obviously, you know, don't know me very well, because if they did, they would have never given me that award, or they would have never given me that raise or that promotion. And that's one of the interesting things about starting to manifest your dreams, is that you realize that you have been against yourself to some degree. And finally, it's gotten to be so overwhelmingly in your favor that even your own self-sabotage doesn't get in your way, and you start to succeed. And it just is a very interesting phenomenon. And, you know, having said that, one thing that just popped into my mind, if you're watching this, well, this is a general reading, but in my love readings, occasionally I'll get people who will say, oh, my relationship's great. I don't, you know, this isn't not what's happening with me. And I always write them back and say, well, then why are you watching? It's the same thing. I know why they're watching. They're watching because even if they have a great relationship, they're always afraid that the other shoe is going to drop. And this is kind of like how your mind plays tricks on you. And this is actually, the swords are actually your thoughts. and your thoughts turning against you. Okay? The higher message is the Nine of Cups. I mean, the card that crosses you is the Nine of Cups. And it's interesting because the Nine of Cups is a card of wish fulfillment, okay? And so in the challenged position, it's really not all that challenging. You know, everyone would love to have that kind of a challenge because this is about you getting what you want. In the reverse position, I guess we would say, but it's like the challenge position, it can indicate self-indulgence. It can indicate gloating. So in other words, sometimes when people have really struggled in life, had a hard time of things, and maybe even have low self-esteem, if they find the person of their dreams, or if they have some kind of great break in their career, they can turn around and in a way use that to rub it in people's faces. And they may feel perfectly justified because those people may have put them down. And they just want that person to see, or those people to see, that they are living large now, they're doing great. So don't think of this as really much of a challenge, except that the challenge isn't going to be not to brag. It's okay to be proud of your accomplishments, whatever they are, or the good in your life. But there is a line that gets crossed when it becomes overdone. And I think it's always the best thing to kind of sit with your success and not just run on the phone and start telling everybody, because then it becomes bigger than you, and that's when actually the demons come out. So you might want to think about that. It can really dishearten you and blow your mind about some of the people that you never expected that would not be happy for your success. So that's just a little tip from me. And you might want to tone it down a little bit, just because that can bring out those demons, you know, in other people. And some of those people are good people, but we all have that inner demon that if we don't override it, that could come out, you know. The lower nature, the shadow aspect, the shadow self, okay? So we have to be careful of that. And even, you know, kind of tempting it to come out in another person. And also, too, is that, again, just like this card, you may feel like you don't deserve the good. And that's something to work with. It's really a mind blower to work with, because a lot of people will go through their life going, I want love, I want my soulmate, I want this, I want that. They get the person, and what do? They push them away. They do something to sabotage their own joy. And with Gemini, a lot of times some of you have a fear of intimacy. And that can be very easy for you to do. And then it's very easy for you to feel anxious when you have the love of your life, or any person that shows interest in you, because you're afraid of losing your freedom, your autonomy. I guess that's your freedom in a lot of ways. But so you have to watch for that tendency to push away the good. What is coming in for you is the Page of Pentacles. This can be a message. This can be about work or business, because it's Pentacles. It could be some kind of a new enterprise. And as I say, with the Six of Wands, you may have been doing something on the side that becomes your primary gig. For some people, you may be leaving a job, but you do have a new job offer, perhaps. Or if it's not with a job offer with the company, maybe you are going in with somebody else, who knows. But there can be, for some people, this could be going back to school or going to school. This is a card for students. Maybe you get a student loan that you have been wanting, It can be beginning of a relationship with an earth sign individual. It's interesting that that Seven of Pentacles is right above it. So that might have been somebody that you have recently met. And this would be a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn individual. The outcome is the Tower card. So something may come about that is freeing, but in the initial stages is very upsetting. So again, there's a full moon on the 9th of June. So that could be in your opposite sign, your opposite house, 7th house, relationships. Full moons can bring disclosures. You can find out something about a partner that is shocking. And, I'm beginning to think that some of these cards may be kind of like in reverse. Like the Six of Swords may be kind of like after the Tower card in a way. Maybe the sequence is off in that sense. But full moons can bring endings. And sometimes maybe they can also bring awareness about something regarding a partner that's shocking. The interesting thing about this is you could be planning to leave and find out something about your partner. Maybe you find out that your partner has been cheating and you are completely shocked because you did not expect that from them. And yet you were not satisfied with the relationship. So I guess the point I'm trying to make here with the Tower card is that it's a release, and it releases, it gets rid of any kind of illusions that people have. It really puts something in your face, maybe. It can totally catapult a situation from one thing to the other. In other words, let's say that you were contemplating divorce, and then you find out something on your end of things, and you weren't cheating or anything, but you just felt that there was a lack of connection with your partner, and then you find out that they have been cheating for the last 2 years. And that can just catapult you from being on the fence of whether or not to get divorced to calling a lawyer. It can be a catalyst, in other words. And so I would embrace the Tower. I would embrace anything that kind of shakes you out of your complacency. And I typically don't see Gemini as a complacent sign. You're very active and changeable. You don't tend to get stuck in a rut. But you may not make these major changes because you are so adaptable. So sometimes it might take some dramatic event to light a fire under you. So I hope you enjoyed this, Gemini, and I wish you all the best in June. Take care. Bye.